So let me tell you one of the stories on commercial claims which I experienced myself, and at the same time we'll describe what's important and what are the main aspects in making a fast and responsive claims payment. So one of the world's largest cashmere producers had a fire on their factory, and policy on property insurance and the PI was effective as soon as the fire started. So we have been contacted by the owner of the factory at the time when the fire started. So as soon as the firefighters went to stop the fire explosion, our loss adjusters and the claims specialists went to the same factories. Due to high risk management standards of the company, of course, they've been trying to save equipment and as well as the goods and raw materials used at the factory. But firefighting, it's not only about the damage by fire, but it's also about the fire protection or water damage. So what happened, this fire took over a huge space of over thousands of square meters at the roof of the factory, and while the firefighters been pouring 60 tons of water on the factory, so the damage was mainly done by water. And in the course of 18 hours, everybody was fighting with the fire, but our experts, loss adjusters, were at the place. What was important that immediately we have contacted international loss adjusters as well, and in the next 24 hours, the international loss adjusters started their loss adjustment and loss estimates. So the total loss was estimated around $6 million. But the fact that the factory was burned down was not only important to the owner of the business, but it was also important that the owner of the business had at the same time other factories, and they wanted to have a non-interrupted business, and the owner also had loans, so there were payments on the loans expected. So for the owner, it was very important to get the payment as soon as possible. And if you can imagine, it's not just the loss of a car accident, it's a loss of a huge factory. So owner wanted to get paid as soon as possible, and literally owner asked if we can make a payment in 4 days. And then the question became whether we will be able to make the claim payment in such a short period. So first important ingredient was to make the loss adjustment on time, and we have prepared all our reports, and then international loss adjusters have made their reports on time. The next, it was important to get approval from reinsurers. As a company, we had a reinsurance treaty, and the treaty protection, of course, allowed us, excess of loss treaty allowed us to claim on treaty from A-rated reinsurers. But even if we do that in a normal experience, normal practice, it takes time, it takes weeks before reinsurers approve it. But this time, I think the fact that we had full information on the loss, and it was clear analysis and the clear reporting on the loss was done, and a very good cooperation between insurance company and reinsurers, international reinsurers, helped us to get this claim paid in 4 days. Of course, initial claim was paid by local company, and then the first cash call was requested from reinsurers, and the full amount was paid in 2 weeks. So overall, I think this is a very good example when the fire policy responded on claim within 4 days. And again, it's in a country where I was responsible for our operation, it really made the history of insurance, because it was the first time when such a huge claim, and we have agreed with the owner that we paid half of the loss immediately after 4 days, and the owner was happy that we will do it. The rest was then negotiated through the salvage. But the most important fact is that such a huge loss was paid in such a short period of time. So that's one example of fire policy claims payment. And again, I repeat, it only worked successfully because all the steps and all the stages were done correctly, and they were done at a fast pace. Thank you.